get our vegetable oil. 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Oops, that's okay. Just don't put so much in the next one. Okay, so we'll get that mixing. I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of vanilla next, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Ingredients that I mentioned to you, but I didn't mention the secret ingredient. So we'll be right back with the secret to these cupcakes. All right, so as I promised, our secret ingredient. This is coffee. It makes the chocolate very strong. It makes the cupcake itself very moist, and it'll make the batter runny when you see it, but that's exactly the way it's supposed to look. So let's get this mixing, and we'll start slowly pouring in our coffee. And it's hot coffee. The best kind is the darkest you can get. Espresso's even better. You'll have to scrape the bottom of the bowl to make sure everything's combined well. But just 1 cup of hot coffee is the magic. So let me scrape the bottom here, make sure nothing's getting left out. And you can tell if it's not mixing the bottom because it'll be much thicker if it's not mixed in, the coffee's not mixed in. So, looks like we're doing really well. All right, there's our batter. See, that's really some runny cake batter, if you know cake batter at all. But that is exactly how this is supposed to be. And now for the hard part. This makes about 18 to 24 cupcakes, depending on how full you fill the little cupcake holes, cupcake papers. I fill them about 3/4 full. It's really up to you how full you like them. I like them to come up over the top just a little bit, but not too much. That gives me a nice landing for all of my delicious frosting that everybody loves. If you get a little bit too much in one of the cupcake papers, just grab a spoon and spoon some out. You want them to cook evenly, so you just want them to all be pretty close to the same. Looks like I'll probably get a full 24 out of this. There's quite a bit left. My assistant on the side trying to get those papers apart. Sometimes that's the challenge, but it definitely makes it easier to get your cupcakes out of the pan. Some people like to use the silicone baking pans that have, they're real flexible and you just pop out the cakes when you make them, whether it's a cupcake or whatever. You can use those too. This gives something for the kids to hold on to when they're running around like maniacs through the cul-de-sac
Hey,
on their scavenger hunt.
I'm not a maniac. Well, I am.
So, all the houses in the cul-de-sac, all the moms got together and made a scavenger hunt for the kids to do for Halloween, since COVID has everybody staying home. Okay, so I've preheated the oven to 350, and I am sure you would love to know how long these take to bake, but I really don't have any idea. But I can tell you they are done when you smell that yummy, yummy cupcake. Just go ahead and stick a knife in it, and when it comes out clean, it's done. But I'd say like 25-35 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna bake these, and then we'll be back later with some frosting. All right, so we have decided to do candies for the top of our cupcakes for decorations. So we got some little silicone molds of some witches' hats, some cats, and then this is a space-themed one that we're going to use the moon shape out of because we thought that was cool. And then we've got our candy melts that you can buy at Michael's or Walmart, even in the decoration aisle. And then we bought this stuff. This is watermelon flavored, and it's an oil, so it's 4 times more potent than an extract. So you only need like a tiny little bottle. So we're gonna make our candies, melt them, and flavor them with the watermelon. It's very simple the way I do it. I would use small freezer bags, but we don't have any. So the freezer bags are necessary because they're thick and heavy. Put some candies in there. This is going to be part of the gray for our moons. So we're going to add black to that. And then we're just going to put a little bit of flavor in with them, and we'll throw them in the microwave, and then we'll be back to show you how to put them in the mold. All right, so the black and white, we just let it marble in. I think that'll look cool for the moon. You're just going to cut off a little triangle.
Do you want to tell them what happened to the other bag?
Yeah, the other bag, my assistant blew a hole in it by putting it in the microwave too long.
Yeah.
So this is a mold that has 2 sides. So we're going to fill, this is one side of the moon, they're round, and then this is the other side of the moon. So we'll fill both sides, and then once they're solid, we'll actually put them together.
Interesting.
Yeah. They'll be really cool looking all marbly like this.
Right?
So you're gonna, if you get any chunks, it didn't melt all the way, just throw it to the side. There you go. It should go in nice and easy. And then you're gonna wanna tap them. You wanna get all the extra air bubbles out.
Really give it some love.
Well, give it love. And then you also are going to want to run a knife over it. So that you have a flat top, because these we have to put together. All right.
Welcome back to
Now that we have finished our little moons, we got black. And how black this is going to be. We do these kitties.
Is it even coming out?
Yeah, sometimes a little chunk got not melted, but you can't melt it too much because it'll burn through the bag, so you just
Oh, it's so
have a
chunky.
happy medium.
It's so chunky.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. It's so chunky.
So I just squeeze the more solid parts out into the sink. No big deal. So again, we're gonna fill each little mold. This one has a tricky tail portion that we're gonna have to try to tap in there. Just takes time.
It takes time to do stuff.
With this one, you don't have to glue it to anything, so you don't have to take that off. But do it anyways. You'd think silicone molds were less messy, but they're not. So that's the cats. They'll take, these guys will take a few hours to harden up. I'll probably put them in the refrigerator, make it a little bit faster. But when we come back, we'll do the witches' hats.
Bye.
Welcome back. We now have our orange. Cut the tip of the bag off, just like we did all the others. This one will be easy to push the candy into the corners because it's a lot bigger.
Okay.
Hey!
Try not to overfill them too much, it just makes a mess.
This took a while for them to bake. Hey Mom, since you have experience, how long do you think, at estimate, do you think it'll take, depending on the tray?
For these to harden?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll harden even without putting them in the refrigerator or freezer in like an hour, maybe 2. It looks like our little moons are already hard and our cats are hard. You can tell because it doesn't wiggle as much. See, when they're not hard, it wiggles. This one though, because we don't want that black in there. Because our mold is bigger, it's more liable to get air in it. So you have to do this more. And silicone molds are so floppy, it's actually easier if you place them on a cookie sheet. And you can see the bubbles coming to the top. Once they pop, you know you've got a solid candy on the bottom. Because it's what you can't see on the underside and the gaps when you pull them out that you're going to be disappointed with.
Do you want to put it in the refrigerator or freezer? Does it make a difference?
Not really, it's just going to bring the temperature down faster. Because room temperature actually is the solid state of these candy melts. So these are our moons that we want to put together. So we're going to pop those out.
Ooh.
Look at that. Super shiny, marbly.
Let me see.
Here's the other side.
Ooh, wow.
Cool, huh?
Look at that.
So
Our moons, they're so cool. Right. Wow.
now the cats. Ooh, they're going to be difficult. Ooh, but it worked.
Wow, look at that. Actually came out pretty smooth.
Yeah. You pull them apart like this, away, so that way it pulls it away from the candy without trying to break it. And then they come out. See?
They're kind of like thick blocks. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
And these are flavored with that watermelon flavoring, so
Ooh, it
They-
smells like watermelon.
smell good and they taste good. Which usually they just have like a little vanilla flavor in them, maybe.
Wait, what are we going to be doing about these? Since, you know, they're...
There's our little cats.
What are we going to be doing about these since they're like a different flavor most likely?
Well, it doesn't matter what flavor they are, they just go on top of the cakes.
Good point.
Cupcakes. But we're gonna warm this up a little bit. Actually, we don't have to warm that. We'll use our orange since it's already warm. We just put these together.
Oh my